It began as the lifelong dream of two men, one of them in Idaho. A man named Geezer with an eye for fashion. A simple man, a man of the land. And a boy in Ohio named Michael. A caring, sensitive artist type who sadly could not memorize music. And yet a rugged outdoorsman. Their dream, a commenting site that looked like a blog, but wasn't a blog. And by the time their dream had come to pass, over 250,000 of their fellow Americans would lay dead in battlefields from Pennsylvania to Texas. From an awful war fought between brothers, 5 years of agony, despair, and heartache. For some, it meant finding the leader inside, the leader that they were born to be. But for others, sad, reflective times, pondering the simple actions that led to such awful carnage. The people suffered, but the land suffered as well. As did the sea. Who could have imagined it would come to such horror? Who indeed? To understand that, we have to start here. Michael's home, Columbus, Ohio. On a beautiful misty morning in 1947. In a place where Michael's family had celebrated family reunions for generations. It was during a gathering of the clan that they heard the good news. A son was born. A son who would be perfectly comfortable in overalls. Michael grew and pursued an education at some school in Michigan. I forget which one. It's not important. After law school, he tried a wrestling career with his cousin Bob Earl, known as the Fighting Mountain Men, a tag team. Meanwhile, out west, 20 years earlier, another youngster greeted the world. His world, the rough and tumble Old West. A land of adventure and promise, but also one of hardships and death. Some even thought he came from another place entirely, but those stories were never substantiated entirely. And there was another partner in the venture, a man from Wisconsin. A simple man. A family man. A family man with a freakishly large head. Together, they built innocent bystanders with their own hands and brawn and steel. Having brought it to life, they struggled for a while to identify it, give it its own place in the world. And they struggled to come up with interesting topics. What did they do? They punted and invited a bunch of other morons to join them. Fellow Ohioans. Ohioans. Some heavily armed. Some not so heavily armed. And they sought out fellow Northerners. Pale gardener types. With their fancy northern estates. Kind-hearted, get-along, go-along types. And they looked south to the Lone Star State and captured an adolescent and quite possibly a warrant or two, and an idiot in a hat watching something called snow. Across the state line, safe from prosecution, they found a guy named Campos Mentis who lost his torso in a skiing accident. Did you know you could ski in Indiana? Well, you do now. And in desperation, they looked even further west. What they discovered there should have stayed there. But they were stubborn, so they kept going west. Look west, young man. And they discovered pedicures and garish electric instruments. They looked to their nation's capital, and it was full of picturesqueness. Then they went back out west. They were all over the map. It was a mess. And in Utah, they discovered Lou Alcindor's long-lost twin brother. And this drew the lurkers. But they were lurkers with a soul, yearning to be free. Stupid contests were initiated. Really stupid contests. Incredibly dumb, mind-bogglingly stupid contests, which drew in the innocent and the accident-prone, in the hirsute, those who had lost a digit for the cause of freedom. I never really know what to say about this. I'm just going to move along now. Thank you. Bye. Goofballs who love dogs, and the people who love goofballs who also love dogs. There was more idiocy, but there was cute stuff too, things that make you say, "Aww." You better watch out, you better not cry. JP2's retired, but he's still got the eye in the sky. This tiara will look perfect on me. Some of us got rear-ended. Some of us took the stage at Folsom Prison. And some of us are idiots. Idiots with paid help that we better keep an eye on. We were soldiers once, and young. Some of us are soldiers now, still young. And some of us are looking for love in all the wrong places, with special tools, just in case. And somehow, in all our goofiness, we made a lot of friends along the way. Yes, we did.